Okay, so this time you've given us a really interesting mix of stuff about adopting dogs.
Hmm.
It's everything from like the basics, like how do you even adopt a dog,
Right.
to this really deep dive on getting a dog for a specific job.
Yeah.
Like if you wanted them for sports or for traveling with you or even guard dog stuff.
Yeah.
And there's a lot about doing that in Spain specifically.
Right.
Plus, we've got these personal stories about what it's actually like to bring a dog home.
Yeah, it's like the whole picture.
So we're going to cover it all today. Everything about adopting a dog.
Basically, we're going to give you everything you need to know to make this decision.
Yeah, and there's a lot out there.
Oh, yeah. It can be overwhelming for sure.
Totally. So our goal is to cut through all that and get you the need to know stuff.
Yeah, the important bit.
We're going to try and find those things that maybe you wouldn't expect and give you clear steps to take,
Exactly.
especially for anyone who's seriously thinking about adopting. So have you ever thought about how many dogs are out there just waiting for a good home?
It's a lot.
Or maybe you're already picturing a certain kind of dog going on hikes with you.
We're just chilling on the couch.
Exactly. Let's talk about it.
Okay, let's dive in.
So first things first, why should someone even think about adopting a dog?
Well, I think the biggest reason is you're literally saving a life.
Yeah.
Like, these shelters are packed.
Oh, yeah. From what we've been reading, it's a real problem.
Huge problem. And when you adopt, you're giving a dog a second chance.
A chance they might not have gotten otherwise.
Exactly. It's a pretty big deal.
And one thing that surprised me reading all this is how many different dogs there are.
Oh, yeah.
It's not like you have just a few to choose from.
Away.
Shelters and rescues have every kind of dog you could imagine.
All ages, breeds, sizes, personalities.
Yeah, so you have a really good shot at finding the perfect dog for you.
Absolutely. There's a dog out there. Oh, yeah, that happens more than people think.
That's interesting. And besides finding that perfect match, adoption is also the ethical choice.
For sure.
When you adopt, you're supporting organizations that care about animal welfare.
Right. And they often fight against those bad breeders and puppy mills.
Yeah, that's so important. And of course, we can't forget the pure joy of having a dog in your life.
That's the best part.
Your sources really emphasize that bond you have with a dog.
So special.
Unconditional love, always happy to see the best company.
There's nothing like it.
One guide even called it a heart-expanding experience.
I love that.
Me too. But with all the amazing things about adopting a dog, you really have to be honest with yourself.
Yeah.
Are you actually ready for what it takes to be a dog owner?
That's a question everyone needs to ask themselves.
It's a huge first step.
Absolutely.
And probably the biggest thing to consider is the time commitment.
Oh, yeah, dogs need a lot.
So much attention, exercise training, socializing.
And it's not just like a once-in-a-while thing.
Definitely not, especially with puppies.
Oh man, puppies are like having a toddler.
Right, they need constant care and teaching.
Right, you got to be ready for that.
And it's not just the time, it's also the money.
Oh yeah, owning a dog can be expensive.
You've got food, obviously, but also vet bills.
Right. Routine checkups, shots, and then what if they get sick or injured?
Yeah, you have to be prepared for that.
Then there's toys, grooming either yourself or a groomer, training classes so they don't destroy your house.
Right, and if you travel someone to watch them or a boarding place,
Yeah, it's up.
you really have to think about the financial side.
For sure.
And then there's where you live that matters too.
Huge factor.
If you rent your place, you have to check your lease.
And talk to your landlord or HOA.
They might have limits on what size or breed of dog you can have.
Or even say no dogs at all.
You also need to think about if your actual home is safe for a dog.
Yeah, do they need a fenced yard?
Are there poisonous plants or loose wires they could get into?
Gotta dog-proof the place.
And then on top of all that, you need to think about your own lifestyle. Yeah, are you an active person who's always on the go?
Or more of a homebody.
How often do you travel and for how long?
Do you have kids already or other pets?
All these things will affect what kind of dog is right for you.
Or if you're super active, you might want a dog that can keep up with you.
But if you're more laid back, you might want a dog that's happy to just chill.
Exactly. It's all about finding the right match.
And remember, getting a dog is a long-term commitment.
Definitely, we're talking 10, 15, or even more years.
You have to be there for them through thick and thin.
Through all the good times and the bad times.
Exactly like when they get old and might have health problems.
One story really talked about how they had to take care of their dog when it was a senior.
It's not always easy, but it's part of the deal.
It's part of being a responsible dog owner.
And one last thing before we move on.
What's that?
Allergies.
Oh, yeah.
If anyone in your house has allergies, you got to be careful.
It's a deal breaker for some people.
You got to spend some time around dogs beforehand, just to
Yeah.
be sure.
Visit a friend who has a dog or something.
Exactly. Or arrange a longer visit with a dog you might adopt.
Good point. Okay, so let's say you've thought about all that and you're ready.
Awesome.
Now you need to figure out what kind of dog would actually be a good fit.
Yeah, what's your ideal dog?
What should people be thinking about?
Well, breed is a big one.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Different breeds are naturally prone to different things, like their personality.
Like, are they playful or more independent or maybe anxious?
Right. They also have different energy levels, different grooming needs.
And even different health issues they might have.
You really got to do your research based on your life and what you can handle.
Yeah, your sources had some great examples.
Oh, yeah.
Like if you're into dog sports, a border collie is supposed to be amazing.
They're super smart and they have tons of energy.
Right, or if you want a dog that's really agile, German Shepherds and Belgian Malinois are great for that.
And they're super loyal, too.
And for stuff that needs a dog that can go the distance, there's the Rhodesian Ridgeback and Vizsla.
They're both athletic and can handle different environments.
And if you love being in the water, a Labrador Retriever or Portuguese Water Dog is perfect.
Natural swimmers.
It's cool how each breed is good at different things.
It's like they're built for certain activities.
Exactly. And it's not just about sports.
Yep.
The report also talks about breeds that are good for being guard dogs.
Oh, yeah, like German Shepherds and Belgian Malinois again.
Right, because they're so alert and easy to train.
But there's also the Bull Mastiff.
They're huge.
Yeah, and usually pretty calm.
Then you've got Dobermans. They're known for being territorial.
And athletic, too.
And even some smaller breeds like the Staffordshire Bull Terrier and the Poolie can be good guard dogs.
Yeah, they're small but mighty.
It's amazing how different all the breeds are.
It's crazy.
And remember, it's not just about the breed, it's also about the dog's age.
Oh, yeah, that's a big one.
Puppies are adorable, but they need a lot of work.
So much training and socializing.
And you gotta be home with them a lot.
Yeah, if you work long hours, a puppy might not be the best fit.
Then there are adult dogs. They might already know some stuff.
Yeah, maybe they've even had some training already.
That can be a big plus for some people.
And then there are senior dogs.
They can be the sweetest.
Oh, yeah, but they might need some extra care because of their age.
Yeah, like special food or medicine.
Something to think about.
And you can't forget about size.
How big of a dog can you handle?
You need to think about how much space you have.
And how much energy the dog has.
Like a small dog can still be super hyper.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And a big dog might be totally chill inside.
At the end of the day, it's all about the dog's temperament.
Yeah, will they get along with your family and other pets?
Do you want a dog that's always up for playing?
Or one that's more independent?
It's all about finding the right personality match.
And we can't forget about how much grooming a dog needs.
Oh, yeah. Long-haired breeds need a lot more brushing.
That takes time, and it can get expensive if you have to go to a groomer.
It's definitely something to keep in mind.
And your sources talk about how important it is to know about breed-specific health problems.
Yeah, like some breeds are prone to certain things.
Like German Shepherds can have hip problems.
And deep-chested dogs can get bloat.
It's good to know these things in advance.
Definitely.
So we've talked about breed, age, size, temperament, grooming needs.
Health problems, too.
It's a lot to consider.
It is, but it's worth it.
So now let's say you know what kind of dog you want.
Okay.
The next step is finding a good place to adopt from.
A reputable organization that you can trust.
How do you know if a shelter or rescue is good?
You gotta do your research. Look for certain signs.
Like what?
Well, transparency is a big one.
What do you mean?
They should be open about their process, their fees, and the medical and behavioral history of their dogs.
They should be upfront about everything.
Exactly. No secrets.
And they should really screen potential adopters.
Oh, yeah. That's a good sign.
Shows they care about making good matches.
They want the dogs to go to the right homes.
And of course, they have to give the dogs good medical care.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The dogs should be vaccinated, spayed, or neutered. And they should be able to give you the dog's medical records.
It's also really important that they assess each dog's behavior.
Yeah. They need to know the dog's personality and any quirks they might have.
Right, like if they're good with kids or other dogs.
Exactly. That's super important.
And it's great if they offer support after you adopt.
Yeah, like resources to help you and your new dog adjust.
Like a helpline or something.
Exactly. So you can call if you have questions or problems.
So how do you find out if an organization is reputable?
Well, you could read reviews online.
Yeah,
Talk to people who have adopted from them before.
good idea.
Or even ask your vet.
They probably know the good ones.
Yeah, and a good rescue will really stress responsible pet ownership.
You'll make sure you know what you're getting into.
Right. So where should you start looking?
Well, your local animal shelter is a great place.
Yeah, you're helping dogs right in your community.
And if you have a certain breed in mind, there are breed-specific rescues.
They're experts on that particular breed.
And then there are private rescues.
They can sometimes give you a more personal experience.
And don't forget about online platforms.
They can connect you with shelters and rescues near you.
The resources you gave us even mention some specific Spanish organizations.
Oh, yeah.
Like SOS Animales Celebrania. They give you all the important paperwork.
Like passports and microchips.
Right, and they're against adopting out dogs for guarding or breeding.
That's good to know.
Then there's Adopta and Los Abedules. They really believe in meeting the dog in person.
And they help you with training after you adopt.
It was also cool to learn about GEK9 conservation dogs.
They train dogs for anti-poaching work.
Yeah, and those skills can be used in dog sports, too.
That's interesting.
And there's the TSA Canine Adoption Program in Spain.
They find homes for retired detection dogs.
It's amazing all the different ways you can adopt a dog.
It really is.
Okay, so you found a good organization and maybe even a dog you like.
What happens next?
What's the actual adoption process like?
Well, usually you start by filling out an application.
What kind of stuff do they ask?
Oh, you know about your lifestyle, your experience with pets, if you have a yard, things like that.
Makes sense.
Then they'll probably interview you.
Could be in person or on the phone or even video chat.
Yeah, it's a chance for them to get to know you better.
And for you to have questions.
If everything looks good, they'll usually arrange a meet and greet with the dog.
That's exciting.
And if you already have pets or kids, they'll usually want to see how everyone interacts.
So everyone's comfortable.
Exactly. And like we said before, some organizations might do a home visit.
To make sure your place is safe for the dog.
Usually there's an adoption fee too.
That helps them cover their costs, like vet care and food.
But it's almost always way cheaper than buying from a breeder or pet store.
That's good to know.
And then you'll sign an adoption contract.
What's in that?
It just lays out your responsibilities as the dog's new owner.
Like,
You know, providing food and water, taking them to the vet, basic stuff like that.
makes sense.
Some organizations even have a trial period.
Oh, like a foster to adopt thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You get to see if it's a good fit before you commit.
That's a great idea.
And for some special programs like adopting a retired TSA dog or the service dog, the process might be a little different,
Oh, okay.
but the main idea is always the same.
They want to find the best home for the dog.
Absolutely.
Okay, let's say you've been approved to adopt.
Yeah.
Now you have to get your home ready for your new furry friend.
Time to make some changes.
What are the most important things to do?
Well, first you got to dog-proof your house.
What does that mean?
You got to go through every room and look for anything that could be dangerous for a dog.
Like what?
Like poisonous plants, got to move those out of reach.
Right, or chemicals and cleaning products.
Got to put those away where they can't get to them.
What else?
Electrical cords,
Yep.
got to make sure those are secure.
Yeah, my dog chews on everything.
And anything fragile or valuable, got to put that away too.
They might knock it over or try to eat it.
Exactly.
Yeah,
You want to avoid any accidents.
makes sense. What else should we do?
It's also good to set up a safe space for your dog.
Oh, like their own little spot.
Yeah. Could be a crate, a dog bed, and a quiet corner.
Yeah.
Or even a whole room where they can relax and feel safe.
Especially when they're still getting used to their new home.
Exactly.
What about supplies? What do we need to have ready?
Well, you'll need food and water bowls, of course,
Obviously.
a collar or harness, and a leash.
And an ID tag with their name and your phone number.
Super important in case they get lost.
And toys.
Got to have plenty of toys to keep them entertained.
And the right kind of food.
Yeah, ask your vet or the shelter what they recommend.
And cleaning supplies?
Just in case there are any accidents while they're potty training.
Oh, let's play not on the rug.
And if you're thinking about taking your dog in the car,
Which we will be.
you might want to look into a dog guard.
What's that?
It's a barrier that keeps your dog safe in the back of the car.
Oh, like if you have to brake suddenly?
Exactly. One of the reports mentioned the travel dog guard.
I'll have to look that up.
It's supposed to be really safe.
Okay, so we're all prepped, and it's finally the day we bring our new dog home.
Best day ever.
What do we need to do to make sure they settle in well?
The most important thing is patience.
Yeah,
Your dog needs time to adjust to their new environment.
and to get to know you.
Exactly. Just keep things calm and don't overwhelm them.
Like, don't invite all your friends over right away.
Right. Just let them explore and sniff around.
Get used to their new digs.
And it's good to set up a routine right away.
Like feeding them at the same time every day.
Yeah, and taking them for walks and potty breaks on a schedule.
And having a regular sleep schedule.
All that helps them feel safe and secure.
And what about training?
Even if they don't know any commands yet, you can start teaching them basic stuff.
Like stay calm.
Yeah, use positive reinforcement like treats and praise.
That helps them learn and builds a strong bond.
Definitely. And don't forget about socialization.
What's that?
It's just getting them used to different sights, sounds, people, other animals.
Oh, right. So they're not scared of everything.
Exactly. Start slowly and make it a positive experience.
Look at taking them to the park or for walks in different neighborhoods.
And of course, give them lots of love and attention.
But also respect their space if they need it.
Yeah, some dogs are more cuddly than others.
And don't forget to take them to the vet soon after you bring them home.
Super important.
They'll get a checkup, make sure they're up to date on their shots.
And the vet can answer any questions you have.
Okay, so let's go back to those different reasons people adopt dogs.
Okay.
If someone wants a dog for sports, what are some good breeds to look for?
Well, certain breeds just naturally excel at sports.
Like the Border Collie?
They're incredibly smart, and they love to work.
Or a German short-haired pointer?
They're full of energy and love to run,
The Labs are great too.
eager to please, and super athletic.
And what about Portuguese water dogs?
They're amazing swimmers and love to be active.
So if you're thinking about agility or lure coursing,
Those breeds are all great choices,
they have the physical ability and the mental focus.
and they love it.
The report even mentions a specific type of training in Spain called obediencia deportiva.
It's like competitive obedience.
Yeah, sounds intense.
It is, but some dogs thrive on it.
And there's a club in Spain called La Llamada de Buc that specializes in it.
Cool.
So what about people who travel a lot?
Finding a dog that's a good travel buddy.
Yeah, what kind of dog would be good for that?
Well, the Rhodesian Ridgeback is supposed to be pretty adaptable,
They can handle different environments.
and they don't need a ton of grooming.
But no matter what kind of dog you get, there are things you need to think about when you travel with them.
Oh yeah, lots of logistics.
Like you need to know the airline's rules.
Right, the report specifically mentioned Iberia.
And what about trains?
Yeah, in Spain, there's Renfe,
You have to know their policies too.
and if you're going out of the country, you need a health certificate from your vet.
And your dog has to have a microchip.
Yeah, and it has to meet the ISO standards for the EU.
And what about emotional support animals?
It's gotten stricter.
Oh, really?
Usually only service dogs that have special training and certification are allowed in the cabin.
That makes sense.
And I got to think about how to make the trip as stress-free as possible for your dog.
Yeah, poor thing.
Like using calming sprays.
Or making sure they get a good workout before the trip and having a comfy crate for them.
Well, that helps.
And lastly, what about people who want a dog for protection?
Guard dog duties.
Yeah, what breeds are known for that?
Well, there's the German Shepherd and Belgian Malinois again.
They're always at the top of the list.
They're great for this kind of work.
But there's also the Bull Mastiff.
Huge and intimidating.
Dobermans are known for being protective.
And then there's some smaller breeds that can be good guard dogs too.
Like Staffordshire Bull Terriers and Pulis.
Yeah, don't underestimate them.
But training a dog for guard duty is serious business.
It's not something to take lightly.
You need to find a trainer who knows what they're doing.
Someone who emphasizes control and safety,
Like teaching them to bark on command or patrol a certain area.
but also making sure they won't bite unless absolutely necessary.
And that they listen to you no matter what.
The report talks about Spain's civil code.
What's that about?
It says you're responsible for what your dog does.
So if your dog bites someone,
You could be in big trouble.
makes sense.
That's why it's so important to find a good trainer.
The report mentions a place called Nubica.
They're supposed to be really good.
It's fascinating to see how these skills are used in real life.
Yeah, like Spain's Grupo, especially the caninos. They use Belgian Malinois for anti-poaching.
Wow, that's amazing.
It shows you what dogs are capable of.
Speaking of Spain, your resources had a whole section about dog adoption there.
Oh yeah, Spain's got its own unique things to consider.
Like the Podenco paradox.
It's a good one.
These Podencos are incredible hunting dogs.
Super athletic and smart.
But they often have a hard time finding homes.
Because they have those strong hunting instincts
So they need an owner who understands that.
and can give them lots of exercise and mental stimulation.
Like canicross or scent work.
SOS Animale Salobreña works a lot with Podencos.
They're trying to find them good homes.
And Spain has this new law, Ley 7/2023.
What's that all about?
It lays out who can adopt a dog.
Oh, so there are rules.
Yeah, like you have to be a certain age, have enough money, and your landlord has to agree.
Wow.
They also want to make sure you and the dog are a good match,
That makes sense.
and you can't adopt a hunting dog.
Interesting.
And Spain has some cool native breeds too,
Oh, yeah.
like the Spanish water dog.
What's that like?
They don't shed much, which is great for people with allergies.
And they're supposed to be good at agility, that obediencia deportiva thing we were talking about.
Yeah, they could be good at that.
What else?
There's the Mustang Español.
What a name.
They're huge and make great guard dogs.
But they need to be socialized early on.
Right, so they're not afraid of strangers.
Makes sense.
And then there's the Galgo Espanol.
What's a galgo?
It's a type of sighthound.
They're really fast.
Yeah, they're often used for lure coursing.
But sadly, a lot of them end up abandoned.
Yeah, it's really sad.
So they need someone who's patient and understanding.
And Spain has some good training resources.
Like what?
There's the UAB Basic Training and Canine Education course.
Sounds comprehensive.
It is. They cover a lot of stuff.
It's good to know about these things if you're thinking about adopting in Spain.
Definitely.
One last thing before we wrap up.
Sure.
I think a lot of people have the wrong idea about shelter dogs.
Oh, yeah.
Like, they think all shelter dogs are damaged goods.
That's so not true.
I know, but it's a common misconception.
People think they have behavioral problems or something.
But most of the time, they ended up in the shelter through no fault of their own.
Exactly. Maybe their owner had to move or couldn't afford them anymore.
Or they had allergies. And adopting is usually way cheaper than buying from a breeder.
Way cheaper.
And you can often find purebred dogs in shelters and rescues.
That's true more than people realize.
So just to give people an idea, how much does it actually cost to adopt a dog?
Well, adoption fees can vary, but they usually start around $50.
And go up to maybe $500?
Yeah, depending on the organization.
Then there's the initial vet visit shots, spaying or neutering.
Then there's training classes.
And then ongoing costs like food vet checkups, preventatives.
Yeah, and maybe travel gear if you're going to take your dog places.
So it's definitely an investment.
It is, but it's worth every penny.
So what have we learned today?
Well, we've learned that adopting a dog is an amazing thing to do,
It really is.
but it's a big decision.
Definitely not something to jump into lightly.
You got to be honest with yourself about what you can handle.
Do your research about different breeds and their needs.
Find a good organization to work with.
And be prepared to put in the time and effort.
But if you do all that,
You'll end up with a wonderful companion.
and you'll be giving a deserving dog a loving home.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
So now that you've heard all this,
Yeah.
what's the one thing that sticks out to you the most?
And what's your next step?
Maybe you want to look up a specific breed.
Or check out the websites of some shelters near you.
It's up to you.
Whatever you do, just remember.
Adopting a dog can change your life
And theirs.
for the better.